and welcome to the Lockdown Show. I'm Martin Kennelly, or FBL Smiler. FBL Broadcasting, brought to you by Clean Corporation Limited. Hope you're having a good day. It's Friday, weekend's about to begin, and we have with us on the show today is Scott Rand from iSec Security. Hi, Scott. How you doing?
Not bad. Yourself?
Not bad. We had a bit of a technical earlier, where I obviously hadn't put the volume up on my system due to a reset I'd done, and then you had a laptop issue, which obviously meant you had to do an update.
Apple products, they're always, you think they're going to be good, they always fail on you at the worst minute. So
they are really good products. So I've got to admit,
they are
especially. I did swap from my Nokias and all that lot to an iPhone, and I've never gone back. So to be fair,
iPhone's the way forward. Yeah, so we got to convert the world to iPhones for sure.
I'm a real techie in the IT industry. I used to be. I suppose I still am, really, with all the stuff, all my setup now. But one of the biggest things was, always Microsoft, and I do like my Microsoft products. Got to admit, obviously operating systems and everything. But the biggest thing was, don't get an Apple device. And then I got one, and I got told that, really, Judas, all this lot. And then I was like, I'm telling you, it just works. It really just works. And I got the time.
Optimized, isn't it? For everything on there is optimized for the hardware. So
it's optimized for the user. I would say, as in it just works. So all your other, devices out there, they're good, but you might have to play around and configure them. Where with an Apple product, it just works. And slowly but surely, I've only got a couple of friends now who will not touch an Apple product. The others, I'm like, really? Yeah. Is that an iPhone that you've got there that your wife has? And then and I'm like, and you've got one now. And they're like, yeah, you were right. So it's one of those things.
It's the work. It works best for us, definitely. So.
Yeah, exactly. And making your life easier is always a good thing. Now, let's quickly just talk about. Actually, if you don't mind, just tell me. You reached out to us at FBL Broadcasting. You went through the website, didn't you? And then you filled in a form.
Yeah, I saw Diana's podcast, broadcast on your show from EcoStore, and I thought that was great. And obviously, we're trying to reach out to as many people as possible to just spread a bit more awareness about what's going on right now with crime and lockdown. Obviously, businesses are having to shut, so that means that they're more susceptible to crime. So we just want to get out there and spread a bit more awareness, really.
Okay, so how about we start spreading that awareness? So
let's do it.
Yeah, let's try and help everybody out there and see what we can do. So if you've got a comment on anybody, please put it obviously in the comment section below. There's links to iSec Security in case you want to go to their webpage, their Facebook. You've also got Twitter, haven't you?
We don't actually have a Twitter set up at the moment.
Do you not?
We might have. It might have been set up a while ago, but it's not really used. So
is it? Oh, well, I'll put a link to it.
That's all right. That's appreciated. Anyway.
Okay, well, that's another thing you have to keep updated. All the social media
exactly.
that you've got across all platforms, which does take a lot of time. People don't
exactly.
But so first things first. Let's talk about people in their homes coming up to Christmas. I mean, we've got just over a month before Christmas. It's fast approaching. We've got Black Friday deals coming out next week, even though they're all coming out this week. It seems really early Black Friday deals.
Yeah, it's always away.
It's last week of November, isn't it? So loads of opportunities for people to buy big purchases, obviously. Hopefully that they're not in the financial situation that COVID has caused. So protecting their home. So explain what iSec Security does, or what if you've got any stats.
So we mainly focus on sort of business to business side of things, but we do focus on the residential side of things as well, for mainly when people are away from their home. So that would be if an alarm goes off or motion is captured on like a camera that they have, then we could arrange to get someone out there to sort that for them. We don't tend to sort of supply equipment per se. Like we can advise people what they can get. Like we can go into more of that later, but it's mainly if people are away from their homes and trying to make sure they feel peace of mind when they're away on holiday, or just when they have no choice but to leave the house.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I have security cameras and stuff, obviously with me being a techie, that I can just get notified if somebody was to, let themselves in. But again, you say patrol. So what people can? So if the alarm goes off, they get you obviously get notified, and then you send out a patrol. Is that correct?
Yeah. So what we can do is get someone to actually go to the premises, and if they want to give us keys to that site, we can go and just make sure everything's fine, or we can just go and check that there's no break-in, there's no windows broken. It's just a false alarm, which half the time it is. Or most of the time it is.
I was going to say half the time. That sounds like. Hang on a sec. We've got. Is crime going up during COVID? Is this what you're seeing?
Yeah, we find that crime is going up for businesses, definitely.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of going down for the residential side of things, which is good
because everybody's home.
Very good thing because people are at home, so they're not going to be a target for people anymore. It's mainly going to be places that they know are empty. People scout out these places to see, what weak areas they have and if they're going to be empty. So the business side of things is probably more vulnerable at this sort of time. Residential, we do recommend, obviously, cameras. Like you said, they're a great thing. You can just get it on your phone now and just see if, someone's up by the door or someone's nearby.
I will be adding to my channel sometime. I've just started doing this thing where we review products and stuff because it's one of the things that
your road mic unboxing.
You saw that, did you? Yeah. Do you know what? I've had that in the out tray, so to speak, for ages, but it's a bit like, right, okay, I'll do that today because I need to get on it, and doing these shows takes up a lot of time. So a lot of the stuff that I do, but I need to review some products, put links in there so people can obviously just see how they are, and then obviously link and buy, make it easier for them. But the biggest thing is I got a TP security camera, and literally just notifies me.
It's the best thing.
Anyone who goes near the property, it's a bit bing. You're like, okay.
One of the things we find is if people don't have any of those measures in place, we can do, like you said, patrols. So we'll set out to do, say, 3 patrols between midnight and 6 in the morning. So we'll just go there, just go around the site, just make sure that, as we said, there's no break-in or no windows are broken, and then just report that to the client the next day or the following week, just to make sure they're aware that their house is safe. So that's another effective option for them if they're away from their house and they don't have alarms, because not everyone has alarm systems or cameras in place. So we've seen that a lot.
How much are we talking to have a patrol? Because it seems quite,
It really depends. So, as I said, we focus more on the business side of things. So that would be dependent on their site. So we'll do a site survey, just have a look, see what we can do there for them. I mean, it's really hard to put a price on it, if I'm completely honest, without sort of discussing with the client first, because we like to sort of tailor it to that customer. So we might not need to do many patrols for that customer, but in the long run, it's not going to be that much for what you get out of it. It's going to be, you're going to make sure that your premises is safe, which is the most important thing. So for some, it can differ. We do offer patrols between sort of 1350 to 16, which is just, and that can range. So it could range from an external patrol, so just going around the property. So that's obviously going to be a cheaper sort of patrol.
You said 1350. What?
That's for one of our sites. So for one of our sites, 1350 is for a patrol.
£13.50?
Yes, yeah. But as I said, you can't really put a price on it because it does differ. And we'll go around the site for an external patrol, just check the building's okay. If we need to do an internal patrol where we go inside the premises and we check all the different rooms, check certain doors, that's obviously going to be a different price. Some places we've got massive yards that we go around, so we just make sure that all the doors in the yard, everywhere around the property is safe. That's going to differ. So we really cater it to the customer and try and, it's not going to be just like a one size fits all sort of.
No, I understand that, but I'm thinking, do you do a holiday package where, for instance, imagine I was going on holiday and I'm disappearing for a week.
Yeah.
Do you services like that where you're actually checking on the house,
Yeah. That's what we can do. We haven't necessarily got a holiday package, So
no. I know. I've looked at your stuff. I've done a bit of investigation. Don't you worry.
That's a good shout though.
Is it? Well, do I get commission for that then?
Yeah. 1%.
No. Oh, well, I get 1,000 people asking the question. I mean, to me, that seems like quite a good idea. I mean,
for when people are away, if they know someone, sometimes they can ask a neighbour to go around the house. But to get a professional company to go and make sure it's done properly, to make sure every area is checked that they want checked, and to know it's recorded. It's normally a good idea for people to do that, to just have that extra bit of peace of mind when they're away.
Oh yeah, I'm not being funny. Personally, myself, I'm thinking, actually, that's actually a good idea because if you go away, or long weekend, or like for instance, on holiday for 2 weeks, it's nice to know that's actually, as much as you ask your friends, and in my neighbourhood's quite good, everybody watches out for each other as well. But it's still nice to know that somebody's gone round and just made sure the house is okay. I mean, there's not much you can do when you're on holiday, is there really, to be honest, if anybody does break in. But, at least you know that the police, because you'd alert the police, wouldn't you? I'd expect.
Yeah, no, we liaise with the police as well, So we'll never leave a place unsecure. So it's always going to be, if we get there and the window's broken, we won't just go, the window's broken. See you later.
Fill out the form.
So it's going to be, we'll liaise with the police, get a boarding up company to come get that sorted. Obviously, we'll have to get authorization first. And we can board it up because that's going to be an extra cost. But we will never leave a place unsecure. That's one of the things. But it's just this nice little thing where you're away from on holiday sort of thing. It's normally a good idea.
Maybe put something on your website, because I think obviously I can push something out there as well, saying about it for you as well, because I mean, I'm not being funny. Once lockdown's finished, I think quite a few people are going to start going away for a couple of weeks, just to unwind. As much as, as I say, this current lockdown, which is parental lockdown, is, you do get to spend a bit of time with your other half, if you live together, that is. I think it could be in a bubble, but getting away from all this what's been going on, nice, by the sea or somewhere abroad, which is nice and hot, and
just the last time you're thinking about while you're away, isn't it? I mean, not all places are. You might have some high value assets that you're a bit worried about. Something's out in the garden, or you've got like a vehicle that's you're a bit worried about. Then it's just that extra little bit. Yeah, it can be no cost really. So it's.
Well, you said earlier that in our communications, we were communicating quite a bit yesterday, which is quite fun. While trying to multitask. You said men can't multitask. I was multitasking well away. So big thing is, I think you said you've got some, is it a presentation or something, or you got some slides just to show, to go on about obviously what iSec does and some of the stats that are coming out, just to highlight to people what issue or whatever is out there. And
well, just like a background really.
Okay.
Obviously, we're a Buckinghamshire-based company. So as I said, we deal with residential and business to business. And the main thing we focus on is trying to create like a bespoke security service for you. So it's catered to you. So it's never going to be like a linear service, which is something we focus on a lot. Our ethos is to provide a strong duty of care to all persons directly and indirectly involved in the company, and deliver a high quality level of service that grows a strong relationship with our clients, staff and public, and who might be expected by the company. What we want to do, as you said, is go through some slides just for some local crime statistics. So especially for Aylesbury, we know that's where quite a lot of people are based who watch this, and Milton Keynes and surrounding areas. So I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
If you want me to do that.
Let's try it. We've had some fun with tech already, so let's why not? It's Fridays. It's about
to see what happens. One sec. Right. So if I open that, I know it's going to go to that portal thing that happened before. So
that's right. The mirror effect he's talking about, everybody. That's where.
Going into the matrix.
Matrix. Again, like I said, if you've got any comments out there, people, please please put it in there, and we'll obviously try. Well, we will actually answer those questions, and also after the show, once the show's finished, still put the question in there if you're watching it on the replay, as they say. I'm sure Scott will be able to reply to them, and so can I, if need be, or pass the information on. Right, let's share this screen. There we go.
Right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Perfect.
We've got the Aylesbury Statistics 12.
Yes, so this is obviously for the last 12 months. So, it gives like a bigger picture, really. And the area that this covers is not actually that big. So when you think about the amount of crime that's going on in that area, it's quite a thing to consider. The main thing we look at, obviously for businesses, is burglary, criminal damage and arson, other theft, which could be minor theft, robbery and shoplifting. Okay. Obviously, this is quite a high number especially for Aylesbury within that last 12 months. I mean, considering that one of these crimes could have a devastating effect on a business or someone's livelihood. So that's kind of what we've got in Aylesbury for the past 12 months, which is, it can be quite shocking to see. For Milton Keynes, similar sort of statistics there. It's going to be like, obviously it's in a smaller area, so it doesn't cover the broad spectrum, but it's quite concentrated.
Right.
You can see 451 for criminal damage and arson as well.
Sorry, what was that?
451 for criminal damage and arson. So that's quite a large number, especially for what the effects it could have on a business. So we kind of look at that. We monitor this regularly and report it to our customers when we can. If it's going higher, we'll always sort of state that, just to be extra vigilant. And
increase your patrols. Is that what you're saying? If the numbers are going up, is that when you contact your customers and say, look, numbers are going up, do you want us to increase the patrols?
Yeah, like we will always sort of let them know, and we'll never make that decision for them. It will be what they want to do. We have like one customer actually in Chesham, near this area, who has quite a lot of issues. When we see the crime go up, we always increase the sort of patrols, maybe do an extra couple per night just to make sure that it's safe. And sometimes we might even stay on site. So that will just be, we'll have a guard static the whole night just to make sure that if anyone comes in. And I think this site actually, it's got a sort of a woodland perimeter. So if anyone wanted to come in, they, it's going to be hard for them to get in because you need to know it's there, really. But there's no sort of fixed perimeter around the side, so it's a bit of a challenge with that. So we try and make sure we keep that as safe as possible. And if they are a bit wary about people coming in, we always make sure we keep someone on site just to deter anyone that tries to come in.
I mean, it's a good deterrent, isn't it? Having somebody on site, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, if you see someone with like a high-vis jacket on, normally it's not going to be like a binman there, 3 in the morning. So that's something we look at. What I've done is I've got a few slides about how to improve security at low cost to someone. I don't know if you want me to go through with that now.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I'll find this interesting. Go on.
Yeah. Right. So the first one is structural integrity of the premises. Like, this is obviously key. It's like you need to make sure the foundation is solid, because if you've got, say, a window that's broken or an area that they can easily get into, they're going to scope this out. It might be a business like a shop. They can come during the day and have a look and then scope this out and then come back later at night and try and break into that area, and it won't be a problem for them at all. So
do you get a lot of people, for instance, go into shops and scout it out? And if you obviously part of the security team, and then you find it out at night that they've tried to access, and then you've caught them. So
yeah, it's more from reports of, like, from police. If someone's been through an investigation, it would have been noted that they scout it out during the day, or you just kind of know if someone's broken in, they'll obviously have come at some point in the day where they can see that, or that that looks like a good target.
Right. Okay.
Normally, someone won't just drive past and sort of have a look at somewhere and go, well, that looks like unsecure, and then just straight away go into it. it's normally scoped out. So it's normally that's where we consider it to be like the most necessity, really, because it's you need to make sure you've got a strong foundation.
Always.
Cameras, like as we touched on before, for business and for residential customers, cameras are probably one of the best things you can have. Not only because it records everything and you can get evidence, but they're also like a deterrent in themselves. Like if someone tries to break in somewhere and they see a camera, they're not likely to want to be recorded. So we found that that's quite a powerful deterrent. We've got a customer, Loretta College, who actually still have cameras. They've obviously got working cameras, but before they had some cameras where they wasn't actually working at the time, but they had them there because they found it's a powerful deterrent for people. You see these big cameras,
yeah,
the really old school CCTV cameras, and they're quite a powerful deterrent themselves.
Well, when you got that big, massive camera, looking at you. I mean, it's really good when a camera follows somebody as well, because that's a bit like, I mean, they're the best, aren't they? It's like being watched. I don't like being watched.
That's it. I think no one wants to be, even if someone prepares for it, no one wants to be on camera. So that's a
on the show.
But
sorry, go on.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say with this, we found outsourcing to like a professional company is obviously an even more powerful deterrent, because obviously they fit the cameras, which is good, but they monitor it 24 hours. So if they detect motion on the side, they're normally obviously not monitoring cameras 24 hours a day, but they're normally motion detected. So they'll get motion come up on their side and they'll report that to a company like us.
Yeah.
They'll say, we've had so-and-so reported on this site. They're not supposed to be here. And then we'll go straight out to that site. So it's kind of like a rapid response. Whereas if you're monitoring yourself and you've got a business, it's good. You can obviously see someone's there. You can get maybe police sent out to site, which is good. But you always have like that sort of edge up, so we'll be able to get out there a bit quicker, get out there straight away.
The police can't always be available. I mean, they are underfunded, overstretched, and they can't just drop whatever they're doing and shoot over, unless I suppose there's physical harm or something going on. But other than that, having a patrol, as you say, who can just shoot straight over there. It's
just that extra level. You're guaranteed to get someone over there within an allotted time. So it's the same as what I'm going to touch on later, which is the alarms. But you'll always have that guaranteed sort of peace of mind that you can get someone straight there. And most of the time, if someone's been caught on camera, you're going to get there when someone's still there. So you're not going to want to go there yourself if you're the owner of that camera or if you're the premises. Yeah. So it's good to get professional SCI trained guys to go over there. So
so all your guys are professionally trained in dealing with rogue individuals.
Yeah, you need to be, really. You can't send any sort of Tom, Dick and Harry out there. You need to make sure they're fully trained, SIA licensed, and you've got like professional audited transportation of keys and all this, and that can't, you need to make sure you go for a grueling process to make sure that individual's, properly screened and vetted, and that's that extra level of security as well. Just to, you've got someone going to the site who's going to be fully trained, and if there is someone on site, which there has been, then you can deal with it and then report that. You can deal with the police after that as well. So the police are still going to be reported to. So you're still going to get the police attending, but it's not always going to be, they're not always going to be there straight away, which is what you said before.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a great one.
All right. What's next?
Okay. This is another sort of common sense thing, really. High value assets. Like we've got customers who obviously have stuff they want to show off during the day. So they'll put it out on display, and then at night they might not find have a good place to put them. So people will be able to see that those high value assets are easily accessible, there's not much effort to
I smash a window and just grab it. Is that what you're kind of
exactly.
saying?
Window. So again, we've got customers who bring out, say, like motorbikes during the day, and they bring it out into the car park and into their showrooms. But when they lock up at night, everything is put into a secure sort of location. Everything is made sure that it's behind sort of high security, and people can't get to that. So that's another thing we consider. You know, it's common sense really, but it's just something you can do that doesn't cost a thing really, just to make sure that you got that higher level, even if it's putting something in a safe.
No, I mean, what you're saying is actually logical, but you don't always think about it. And I mean, that's what you're doing. You're highlighting here that actually, just take the stuff out of sight.
Yeah.
And that makes people not want it. I mean, or, easily can extract it from your premises at no charge to themselves. So
exactly.
It's a good point.
One really. So I mean, if you have high value assets and your structural integrity is not good, then that's two things that could be against you. So that's sort of two little things there. Okay, so obviously you see a lot of places with the external shutters, which are good, but like they require planning approval most of the time, which not everyone can get.
Oh, really? What, for shutters? You need planning approval?
So for the rolling shutters down, you need sort of planning approval for those most of the time. We found.
Every day's a school day. Didn't know that. Right, okay.
I mean, that might not be the case with a lot of, with everything. And that definitely is good.
I could imagine in a very, shall we say, loads of money area, they probably don't like the look of, having the silver shutters. So you probably wouldn't get certain boroughs or certain parishes, councils.
They are very good in themselves.
Yeah.
They are a bit of a higher cost, but they are very good. And they obviously serve a purpose. You're not really going to get into a shutter.
I see that. Okay, so external shutters.
The other thing is laminated glass. So that's just something for if someone tries to break into a place, they're going to struggle with this laminated glass. They're going to have to go a lot of times to try and get in. So
laminated glass, just for the people out there, just so that they know, is actually what you're on your windscreen of your car or van or whatever. It'll shatter. It won't obviously collapse inside itself. For instance, it won't smash. It just shatters, doesn't it? And it's very, very hard to obviously get through it.
Well, I mean, some of the things don't actually shatter. So if, say, you've got people inside a shop or a premises, someone tries to, break in and cause criminal damage, there's not going to be loads of glass that shatters inside and has a potential to hurt people. It's going to just, come up with that smash mark on the actual glass itself, but it's not going to smash and fall on the floor. It's going to be very hard to sort of break apart, sort of like a plasticky sort of material. I've got like a website bookmark with a bit more information on that as well.
Okay.
But I can go into that. Actually, I'm sharing my screen now, so I can show you now if you'd like.
Oh, you're starting to get used to the tech and the. All right, I'm going to swap to this now. Okay.
Right. Let's go to this. Might as well. It's
okay.
We've got it on here somewhere.
Don't bring up anything rude. I'll get done by YouTube. I'll get banned.
Channel 4, please do not swear.
Yeah, right. Please. Yeah, please do not swear.
Okay, so
we've got a blank screen at the moment.
You got a blank screen?
Yeah, it's just black. Oh dear, you've broke it again.
Okay, I'll go back into the.
Yeah, do that.
So have you got me again?
No, we haven't. You might. See what you shouldn't do. You see, don't try anything new all the time. There you go.
Are you back? Can you see me?
I can see you, but we can't see the the slide, so to speak.
Right. So, let's start sharing the screen again. Let me stop and then I'll start again.
Okay. Yep, not a problem. I've got to love the tech. That's what it's there for.
Not much luck.
Right. It's like a Monday for us for tech.
Yeah. What's going on with this?
So while Scott's sorting it out, don't forget you can comment. Let us know. Got any questions that you want to ask Scott, for instance, especially like that holiday cover if you're interested in that. Also, don't forget we've got the quiz coming up a little bit later. And as always, don't forget to share and comment as well, and subscribe to FBL. We got it back. It's back. There we go. Oh, got to add you to. Oh, that's the web page. We've got the web page up. Yep.
Cool. So you can see it. So yes. This is just a bit more information about the glass, really. Okay. So obviously it will. Let's bring this up. So yeah, on impact, it won't sort of shatter. It's going to be that extra level of safety. So they try and market it obviously with the safety and security. So it's going to be able to withstand a variety of deliberate attacks such as manual, ballistic, or blast.
Can you just zoom in a little bit to that? Because that's better. A little bit out. That's it. Perfect. Okay. Yep.
Cool. So that's something that we consider, quite a good deterrent in itself. Yeah. If someone tries to break into a place, they're used to throwing something into a window, glass shattering everywhere, going in, getting what they need, and getting out. With this, you're not going to be able to do that at all.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that's a good thing as well.
Definitely a good thing.
All right. I'm going to go back to.
Hey, look, it worked. Wow, look at that.
So you haven't got a black screen, no?
No, we haven't.
Wow.
Oh, nearly then. You got a lot of tech. As much as we complain about tech, it's also good. It does allow you to do things like this and share information. And
yeah, it's great. I mean, I haven't done a presentation really not in front of people in a long time. So this is a new for me as well. So
warming you up, don't worry. You're doing good. You're doing really good.
So the next one is obviously what we advise for everyone is a alarm system at the premises. So this is just something that obviously we consider essential. It's going to be a deterrent in itself that it can actually, it's going to be a loud noise when they try and break into somewhere, which is going to be people are either going to get spooked or they're going to know they're expecting it. So they still go ahead with what they want trying to do, but it does get passed to a company like ourselves, like with the cameras. So we'll get a notification from the monitoring station if we're not monitoring that ourselves, and then head out straight to site. So we found that a lot of businesses actually monitor this themselves. So they'll have key holders, particular key holders for their premises. And say if it goes off at 2 o'clock in the morning, they'll come out to the site and reset the alarm and leave. But we consider this as quite a big risk to that person because, like with the cameras, you don't know this time if anyone's there. So if you don't have cameras on site, the alarm's gone off, you've got an alert come through, the alarm's gone off, I need to go to the site to reset it.
I mean, you make a good point here. So, I mean, it comes at a cost, doesn't it, to have a patrol and have somebody go out. But you've also got the point that if somebody, like you're saying, a key holder goes out at 2 o'clock in the morning, do they have the necessary skills, for instance, to stop a burly attacker? I mean, you look quite a stocky sort of guy. So if I met you at night, I would be a little bit like, oh, hang on, I haven't got a baseball bat with me. Or using obviously, for instance, like you're saying, using your services or anybody else, for instance, if you have the necessary qualifications. I mean, if I met you, for instance, breaking into my shop and I caused you harm, you can actually do me for it. There is that sort of side of things, isn't there?
There is. I mean, if you arrive on your site at night, 90% of the time, you're going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen. But that 10% of the time, it could result in you getting injured. We like to think people would keep their distance. If they see that the place has been broken into, the first thing you should do is call the police, obviously. And then keep your distance. Don't go in there looking for someone. But people are going to do that. If they see their site been broken into, they obviously want to make sure that no one's there or nothing's been taken. So that is something we consider like a massive risk to do someone. And also, not just that, if the alarm goes off, you might not be in a position where you can get to that site within a specific amount of time. So you might be an hour away or longer, or you need to do something, sort something out first before we can get to site. So that in itself is also like a bit of a negative, which brings me on to the final point.
Go on then.
So it's using a key holding alarm response company. So this can obviously be the best low-cost option or bang for your buck. It's for what you're getting. It's a lot of places, like including ourselves, we offer like an annual fee just to hold the keys and to attend the site if any alarms come in. So this will be obviously, like we said, if an alarm comes in, we'll be notified straight away and head to site straight away as a matter of priority. So we'll head straight there. We'll give a time frame most of the time when we're doing a site survey, so we can get to site within so and so time.
So obviously, yeah, you're calculating from your base or whatever to.
Yeah, I mean, we do have cars out on the road, so it'd be most of the time. There's not always going to be this going on all the time. We'll have some times where we'll get another alarm when we're already attending an alarm, but we have multiple people out there, so it's going to be, chances are we're going to get to the site. It's always going to be within sort of 30 minutes. Okay. Get to that site. We say that, we like to give realistic sort of times there, so we'll always discuss that with the client at the time.
Well, yeah, but how much are we roughly talking about then to have, somebody just in this scenario, the alarm goes off. Obviously, you send somebody out. How much are we looking at for that? And I mean, I know it's hard. I do know it's hard, but yeah, let's try and help people, because I mean, the biggest problem I have is when I try and sort things. I mean, many people say to me, "How much do you charge for this? And how much do you charge that?" And I'll give them a rough quote on it. But
I mean, it could vary. It could vary from different prices. What we normally do is we never charge for a consultation with someone. So if someone's concerned about their key, if they want to get a key holding company in, we'll always go to the site, spend as much time as we can with them, discuss, what their needs are, if they're, how we can help them, if we can help them, and give them sort of like a catered strategy for them, and tell them, this is how much we think it's going to be based on this and this. So we'll always do it by quote basis, and always make sure it's, catered to them.
I mean, so, is it? Let's just say a business in Aylesbury, uptown. How much just if the alarm goes off?
So this is if the alarm goes off.
Yeah.
So this is the thing we do. So we do an exclusive and an inclusive sort of package. So they can pay a bit more at the start. So like they'll pay for an annual fee. They can pay it monthly if they want to.
Yeah.
But we found people like to pay an annual fee, and then all of their call outs, say up to about 3 or 4 call outs per month, will be free of charge.
Right.
So if they get a call out, they'll, we won't charge them anything per call out. Or they can do an exclusive, which is they'll pay a reduced fee, and then per call out, we'll charge them a certain amount. So it could be anywhere between, it's really hard to say.
No, it's not. Just say it.
It could be anywhere from around 400 for inclusive. So that could be,
okay.
So that would be key holding and rapid response for that whole year.
£400.
Yeah.
That for me, that doesn't sound too bad. That really doesn't. Because, like I say, obviously they're qualified in doing what they're doing, and obviously they can go and deal with it. I mean, I can just sit back and, enjoy my beer, for instance, while you deal with the problems.
This is the thing; it could be anywhere from that. So, I mean,
no, that's fair enough. Yeah,
that's why we say, we want to do it every business is different, but we would never, overcharge for something like this, because it's something that, we want to help small businesses around here as well. So we've helped multiple businesses around, like you said, like if they're concerned about this, they don't want to go out to the site themselves. So we'll do that inclusive package. Some sites might have more assets than the other. So we just need to make sure, we cater it for them, and it's it's definitely one of the best. It's definitely a low cost option when you consider what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, no. Again, I mean, for me, from a business point of view, I offer stuff. £99 is one of our deals, which is funerals, weddings, christenings, or whatever. It's the £99 deal where we'll just go to the event and do it, but it's from £99. So some people might say, yeah, I want you to do, the ceremony, but could you do that? Well, yeah, that's another 99. That's another hour. It's
yeah.
And also, if you're in somewhere like, not Beaconsfield, that's quite close. That's still covered under the contract sort of thing. Swindon, then we will obviously charge, because obviously we've got to take time to go down there and obviously petrol. So
exactly.
Don't worry when you say £400.
It's
anybody
really
out there who thinks that they can get, all year round 100 call outs for 400 quid, just sort yourselves out, mate. No, but £400 for, that inclusive sort of deal paid yearly. I thought it would be a lot more than that. I really did. So
it depends. It can vary, but I mean, for small businesses, we see that as a good price to start from. And as I said, it can differ from that. But when you think about it, we're holding the keys for a site and we're attending, rapid response. It's not. There obviously is. We need to make sure we're alert all the time and make sure that we're on the ball. And we get out to the site as soon as we get that. But all we're really doing is holding the keys and doing that. So you don't want to charge an extortionate amount for that. So we see that as like a good price.
I mean, when you're thinking about it, even if you don't get no call outs, you still have the ability that somebody's going out. I mean, as a business yourself, you still have to pay for people to be ready, so to speak. That they're working even though the alarm's not going off, and that's what you're paying for, isn't it? You're paying so that there is an ability for somebody to be there, not yourself, as in the customer here, but there's somebody there ready to go out at a second's notice, so to speak, once that alarm goes off. And it's like your electricity. You don't know this. Sorry, I'm going to throw a little curve. Right. When you plug something into your electric, now a big thing about energy is they say about turning it off at the socket. Now, when you put your TV on, believe it or not, to have that little red light on actually costs you money. So all you have to do is, push the on button so that your TV comes on and you have a picture. You're actually paying for that service. And I wonder how many people out there now have gone, I've never thought of that. But yeah, when you look at things like that, that's what you're paying for. It might only be a penny an hour, but that soon mounts up. But that's the facility. But what you're providing there is for that amount of money, minimum. It's the ability that somebody is ready and waiting.
It's really just the peace of mind aspect of it. So
yeah,
you can go away from work on Friday. Say if the business had to close down because of lockdown.
Yeah,
we found out a lot of clients that's been a big concern for them. Some have had sort of manned guarding, which is where you have a guard on site from say 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. They'll just stay there and do patrols throughout the night, which is something that's quite popular as well. But obviously, that's more of a cost. So that's
probably a big site as well, isn't it? To be fair,
what's that? Sorry.
That's usually is that usually a big site that would have that sort of facility?
You'd be surprised. It can be anyone. We've had residential properties where they've wanted to make sure no one's been near the property at between certain times. So you have to just be on the ball the whole time. You might just be sitting, there in your car, but you need to be alert the whole time. Which is, I'll go into more of this a bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, the keyhole alarm response, that's sort of the bread and butter. That's you go away and you know that if someone does break into your property, someone's going to go out to site, or even if there's a false alarm. That's another thing with having something yourself, is that if you keep getting these false alarms, you're going to have to keep going out to site. It's a false alarm again, and then leaving again and coming back. It's a massive inconvenience for people as well in that sense.
Well, it does take time, doesn't it? You might be doing something. So at the end of the day, you have to stop what you're doing, get in your car, drive to site. Hopefully it's just, like you say, a false alarm.
Yeah.
And come back. But if it's not a false alarm, it's actually going to be a lot longer as well that you're going to be out. But
I mean, yeah, like we say, most of the time we hope it's a false alarm. Obviously we don't want people's sites to be compromised.
Yeah.
But companies have to pay. Normally, I mean, they sometimes pay people to be that key holder. Say, can you hold the keys or be on call for this weekend?
Yeah.
I don't know how they. Some companies operate on the fact where they get paid a bit more, so that cost could go towards an actual professional key holding company.
It's not just that your insurance could go down as well, couldn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Never thought of that. Okay.
Just to have that extra bit of.
Yeah. Because your insurance, they'll try and get as much money, but they also give you discounts for if you've got, for instance, private security firms checking over your premises. I would believe. Might have to get an insurance company on one of my shows next.
Yeah, we should have got one today, shouldn't we?
Excuse me, sorry?
We should have got one today, shouldn't we?
Do you know what? That would have been good, wouldn't it? Yeah, forewarned is forearmed, but never mind.
A good segue.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. So carry on. Apologies.
So that's kind of the foundations really. Like we've got obviously more options, which are the mobile patrols, which would be customer would say, I want, like same with a residential thing, like I said, I want patrols between 7 p.m., 7 a.m., 4 patrols anytime. That's just, we'll go to the site. It could be inside or outside, depending on what the customer wants, just to make sure no one's been there. I mean, some customers might not have alarm systems in certain places. Some might have assets outside they want to keep protected. So we'll go there, make sure everything's fine, leave, come back at a certain time. So normally we'll have like a brute that would do to make sure that.
Would you do staggered times, for instance? Because one of the key things to do is, people might not know this, but is alternating.
They'll always say between this time and this time, whatever time is convenient for yourself. So, and obviously we'd find that we wouldn't want to do one at 9, 1 at 12, 1 at 2, because then people might,
be monitoring you.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that is a big thing. So I could just add to that. One of the big things as well, obviously for residents this is, but one of the big things I noticed, a few months ago is bin day. If you've got neighbours and you're friendly with them, ask them to bring your bin in if you go out working during the day, because that's a clear way of noticing when people are working. So,
all right, yeah.
Yeah, so or I've just given some criminals a great idea on how to find out people who are working. So okay.
I think you should be doing this bit because
Sorry.
that's definitely a good thing to know.
Yeah,
it's just making sure you lock your doors as well, because a lot of people keep their doors open, even like if it's just a back door. Making sure those doors are locked, because some people might try and come around and try out the doors. We've had, I think, reports from the police that people go around with, those surveys.
Yeah.
Like you get people at the doors. Would you mind answering the survey? So you'll get people going around to different houses, knocking on the doors, seeing if anyone's home. They'll go away. They'll come back, knock on the door again, see if anyone's home, and then that's the way to scout out if anyone's home, and then they can plan what they want to plan. But so it's just to be wary about that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I have a sign on my door that says, not buying anything at the door, because I'm not in front of Sorry, what? Sorry?
No trick-or-treating.
No, trick-or-treating fine. Trick-or-treating I ain't got a problem with. But, somebody comes to your door trying to sell you something. It's a little bit like, really? I don't know who you are. You want me to, charities do it as well, where they ask, would you like to sign up? And you're like, well, I'm giving you my bank details, and yes, you've got this sign, but
it's the hardest thing to get away from, to say, I can't talk right now, and then we just got a couple of questions, and it's always hard to get away. I always struggle to get away from those salesmen.
But that's what makes them a salesperson, isn't it? That keeping you there, and especially on the phone with that seems to be increasing at the moment with I don't know what the government was playing out, but they've done it wrong. I mean, I still get phone calls. I even had a PPI call the other day. I was like,
oh really?
I just hung up. I was just like, Go away. It's all
I
right.
realise they're still doing that.
Yeah, it's ended now, hasn't it? But they're still phoning up saying about PPI or whatever. So I'm like, so anyway, have you got another slide? Is there more information?
So what I wanted to go through, right? So that's myself and my mother-in-law. So I want to go through, put a bit of context in. The other side of security we do is event security. Okay. So I don't know if you want me to touch on this.
Oh, you can do. It's one of the questions coming up later.
Right. Okay. So the way we got into this, so it's just a little story, really. So we used to volunteer for a company called Rat Race. So we used to take part. So this is one of the events, Man versus Mountain, I believe.
Okay.
So you basically, it's a marathon where you run up a mountain and come back down.
Okay.
So it's quite a difficult one, but we used to.
How big is the mountain?
It's Snowdon.
Oh.
Yeah. So you run up a Snowdon and then you come back down, and there's some other bits like some obstacles at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. So
hang on a second. You run up the mountain and then you come back down, and then when you get to the bottom, there's an obstacle course.
There's multiple obstacles. There's like a big jump you have to do into this quarry. I can't remember what there's like walls that you have to climb over. There's this thing called I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the steep mile or the vertical mile. That's it. So after you've climbed up the mountain, come back down, there's this other section where you have to then run up this mile-long vertical, pretty much this track to the top, and then come back down on the other side.
Okay.
So, have you heard of Rat Race at all?
I've not heard of Rat Race. I've heard of other events, but
yeah. This is one of our clients, Rat Race. So the way it started was we would obviously take part. We volunteered.
I thought, is your security team making sure people do it? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, making sure.
Mate, I'll go away. You're gonna have to go and do the wall thing. Go on, off you go.
Yeah. I've done that. Feel like random people, definitely
chasing people down the road. I don't want to do the right. I don't want to do the mile.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not that.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
So we would volunteer, and that's we get another one. This is actually a different race. It's a similar thing. It's obstacles and all that sort of stuff. And I'll get onto this bit in a second. But so we volunteered there, and one of these events we were volunteering at, I attended in my security vehicle because the other one was in the shop.
Okay.
And I got sort of a few chats from the staff there saying, you might be getting a call during the week, because the current security company wasn't performing up to scratch. So I didn't think anything of it. But up to that point, all we did was, as we talked before about the residential and the business side of things. So I thought, they're not going to call us anyway. But we actually got a call, I think it was like 3 days after, sort of saying, what do you think about this event that's coming up in Land's End? What do you think we should do, and can you facilitate it? I was a bit taken back by it, but we did it. We supplied a good service, so they actually asked us to come back and do the full year. So
that's good. Well done.
They sort of hold these adventure events from Land's End all the way up to Scotland, so it's nationwide.
Do they want it live streamed?
What's that? Sorry.
They want
that's actually like a really good idea, and I reckon they might be into that, because obviously a lot of people can't do some of the events this year. Next year coming up, so I reckon that'd be a good shout. So I'll give you some details later.
Excellent, thank you.
Because they hold sort of specialist events from about 200 people, to thousands of people, which is one of the events I'll show you later. But some of the service we supply to them, which is different, and it's the same in some aspects to the business side of things. So it's risk assessments and site service. We obviously do that for every single customer. It's a necessity. You need to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
For rat race, we might do a bit more. We might go into a bit more depth and go there before the event starts just to make sure everything's okay on site. Asset protection. So again, that's something we do for businesses and residential customers, mainly businesses. But for the events, they have these pens full of these bikes because they do some biking events also, and the bikes can be worth. I didn't know bikes could be worth like £10,000.
Oh, definitely. I've got a friend, like racing. He's got like the motorized bicycle, and it's just mad. And the days of a bike being 20 quid is gone.
Yeah, well, these bikes they're full to the brim in this pen, and so we need to make sure those bikes are looked after.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So that's kind of 24-hour rotation. While it's in there, we need to make sure someone's always on there checking wristbands and stuff to make sure people are getting the right bikes.
Yeah, I can imagine. My bike, the carbon fiber, chrome coated brake disc one. Yeah, that's mine.
You normally don't get someone going there with a £20 bike and come out with a £10,000 bike. But normally on the ball with that.
Yeah.
No, but, it could happen. It could happen. People do think. Could think, I like that bike.
There's opportunists out there. I mean, this goes back to having a camera in your house, or outside your property and all that lot. There is opportunists out there. They believe in, like stealing, whether it's somebody's home or business premises, that it's fine, and it's not. As a business owner, you do think about, well, that's just cost me. I mean, when somebody breaks, our fiber optic cables that we use, so 100 quid, and that's to give obviously great picture, great speed, because obviously we're live streaming. We need, we don't want a delay of 10 seconds because it's just, you've got multiple cameras, and I've actually seen people just you're laying the cable out, then they'll just come along and drop something on it, and you're like, really? And they're like, oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just 100 quid. And you got to think, as a business, that's a lot of money. And, for so when you see us getting stressed because someone just broke a cable, or one of our wireless kits, that's £1,000, it's a lot of money. And a bicycle is somebody's tool, and they love it. I know this from cyclists. I used to bike quite a lot, but they are expensive. They are, and somebody steals that.
Yeah,
that's somebody's. It's
some people's life. Like, that's what they love doing.
Yeah,
they spend all this money on something. Obviously, they're very passionate about it. They need to know that it's going to be protected. Around the clock.
This comes back to insurance as well. Okay, you might say, oh well, it's a £10,000, £5,000 bike or whatever. Yeah. Even if it's £300, let's just even say that they might not even be insured for it. And if that's £300 or £1,000. I mean, if it's a 5-10 grand bike and they haven't really, and believe me, the amount of people I've educated with insurance, like people, let me just digress a little bit if you don't mind. So just
no worries.
Push something out there. Like with insurance, sometimes you've really got to tell them everything. So if you've got a £10,000 bike and you think that's covered under your household insurance, unless you've told them that's a £10,000 bike, you'll probably only get £300.
Yeah.
And another big thing is car insurance. I've learned a lot with setting up stuff for the business. If you use your car for work, as in you drive to and from work, that's fine. That's usually just covered in your insurance. If you drive from one site to the other site, so imagine the business that you work within has 2 sites.
Yeah.
You're not insured when you travel from one of those sites to the other and back home again. You're only insured
I know that.
And back, not to the other place. So if that is the case, please, and you're watching this now, please come and say thank you, FBL, for letting us know this. Seriously, contact your insurance straight away, because if you don't and you have an accident, as well as not being insured, you're going to be in the courts because the police say, well, you're not insured, so we have to obviously fine you, put points on your license, and guess what? Your insurance is going to go up again. So, sorry, just letting people know.
Yeah, I'm completely aware of that. I mean, a while back, I had sort of commuting insurance on my car, something happened a while back, and I didn't realize I needed actually to have specific insurance to make sure I was covered for the work I was doing.
What, for goods? Are you talking about goods, like carrying your own goods? Because that's also another thing.
No, this was just about just going between different sites, for work. So it wasn't anything to do with goods. It was more just I had an issue with one of my cars, and I just had to make sure I had the right insurance, and I wasn't aware of certain information I needed to know. So you're definitely right with that. Yeah,
always check with your insurance, because they're going to sting you one way or the other, and it's best that you are insured. Because yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That's right. No, I completely get what you mean. Though everything, the smallest thing can mean the biggest thing to someone,
and that is a big thing with, for instance, from business premises to business premises. A lot of people don't know that, and well educated, they're pretty on the ball with everything. And when I've said to them, "You're not insured," they go, "No, I am." I'll go, "No, you're not," and then they go and check, and they're like, and that is a biggie, because if you do get pulled over and the police check, and I go, because the first thing they ask, where are you coming from and where are you going? And if you said, "Oh, I'm just left my business premises, my work there, and I'm going to my other work," they'll check with your insurance, and they know everything. The police obviously do know everything, and they will be like, "You're not covered," and straight away, you can't take your car anywhere because they'll come and impound it.
Yeah,
they'll obviously fine you, and then you've got to obviously walk home, or get a friend to pick you up. But it's a big thing. So
with the with those statistics earlier, so tongue tied there.
No. Do you know, I ran out of coffee, right? I always recommend get yourself a coffee, get yourself ready. And I drank it all before I got, I drank it all before I got on the show. So I'm just gonna take a little sip myself, actually.
Yeah, with those what I showed earlier, it might not seem like a massive number, but when you consider the effect it could have on someone, even if it's just a bit of criminal damage, they might not be able to afford, to get that done. It might not be covered by insurance, like you said.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It could be the end of that business. So that's why we see, that price for the key holding, it's not that much when you consider what you're getting for it.
Yeah,
so that's something we would sort of say to our clients.
Again, highlighting those facts to people is,
yeah. I mean, don't realize until someone says this is what could happen. This could be like, you could have devastating impacts. And when you give them the information, they're like, that's not actually much for what you could, get out of it. Like, it's kind of priceless.
Yeah, like I said earlier, with the £400 that you're charging minimum.
It might be less than that.
No, it might be less, might be more, but let's just say £400. But if your insurance is, say, £1,100, and they reduce it by £300, it's actually only £100 for your service. So, really, that's how you should weigh things up as well. See how much is going to reduce your insurance. Before I speak to you guys, if I get, there you go. It's weighing things up and putting things in perspective, isn't it? Really, it might cost you this, but actually, is it costing you that, or is it actually saving you that? And then there's the time. Wow, I didn't even, time. We covered this earlier. Let's just say every time that alarm goes off, that's 2 hours of your life gone. It's you got to stop what you're doing. Yeah, so let's just say you pay yourself £10 an hour. So that's £20. So if you made £100 saving, your alarm's gone off, let's just say twice in a month, that's £140. So now your service is only 260.
It's not just that, it's the fact that people have to go, say, it's not going to happen during the day. It's going to happen at an inconvenient time at night most of the time.
When you're in bed asleep.
And then you have to be at work the next day as well.
So now we have to start charging for night time. So night pays £15 an hour, isn't it?
Exactly.
So there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so it's just those little things you need to consider, really.
But talking about the money side of it, though, but when you start to add it up, time, obviously sleep as well. Sleep's and if you're disturbed and you're asleep, you've then got you've still got to go back to sleep, which is probably going to take you another hour. So let's put that as another £15.
Yeah.
And then you got to get up for work as well. It's not like you can say, right, I'm not going to go to work. I'm going to work at midday. It's not like you run a broadcasting company, and that's how I work sometimes.
Yeah, I used to work for Bill Base in High Wycombe, and obviously much different to what this is, but they would have the same thing. They would have someone who would just take the keys, on a different week. They would have to go out to site. Most of the time, they'd have to stay there until the morning because there's no point going there, coming home, and then going back again. So, and then you have to work the full day as well. So we see that as a massive inconvenience for people. But some people, they want to do that way. You just have to make people aware of what could be, and hope that they make the decision. But everyone's different. Everyone might want to do it themselves, so that's completely fine if they do. We just have to make them aware of the risks and all this. Again,
money's a big thing. It is, and even if it was £100, that can still be too much for a business. It's all relevant to how much you have disposable as a business to obviously offset. For instance, starting off your own business, it's always really busy. You're doing loads of stuff. As only once you start bringing in staff, do you start to, relax and, have a little bit more time. So this is one of those things, isn't it? When you get to a certain point, if you want to protect the premises, this is an idea for you, especially coming up to Christmas. Is it something that they can just do at Christmas, by the way? So that
we can look at. We normally offer sort of annual terms, but we could look at other packages as well. So we do actually do temporary sites. So whether it's sort of like a long-term thing, if they want something for an annual fee, then we'll do that. But say we had a customer call us at the start of lockdown. They obviously only wanted it for the period that lockdown started to finishing, and we managed to do that for them. We're not going to charge them a year for a couple of months. So we do that. Yeah, we can.
It's going to be more expensive because we're talking an ad hoc, bespoke sort of package set for any limited time.
Sometimes, it depends what services you get. If it's going to be key holding and it's only going to be for a few months, obviously it'll be much cheaper. If it's going to be, so what they did is they started with man guarding. So they said, we're not going to have anyone on site. We've got the high value assets. We want to make sure someone's on site between this time and this time. So we provided, like a quote, standard sort of thing. We did site surveys. We sent someone out and they did sort of 3 nights of the week. They'll be on site for the full night. And then when lockdown eased, we could change that service. So that eased down and they only wanted patrols. So they wanted, say, 2 patrols per night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So then we'll change it to that and that would be a different price. And then when that eased, they wanted someone to be there to sort of monitor the social distancing and make sure there wasn't too many people in the shop. Okay. People were wearing their masks, so then we'd change it to that. So it's not going to be sort of a fixed linear service. Like, you have this for a year, you have to pay the full amount. It's going to be, what service would you like during what period of time? Most of the time, what we say with the annual packages, because most people do obviously want that key holding annual package. But for situations like this and any other situations, really, if they want to do like a short-term security solution, then we can do that also. So really depends on what they need, really. So that's why we say we cater it to people, because it's not just going to be like a complete, that's what you're going to get. Yeah. It's going to be like, it could be for this time, it could be for that time, it could be for one day. If someone just says, I'm really worried, I need to get this sorted for one night. We don't really get that, but if that's a situation, someone's worried about their business, then we'll do what we can. But we don't find people who just want to get security for one night, but it can happen.
I can imagine it does.
Yeah, so we just try and personalize it to the people, to the companies, and go from there. So we'll always say, if you've got any concerns, even if it's for a month, like if someone's away from the business for 2 months or a month, then to just give us a call, and we can even just talk about what you can put in place yourself to improve the security yourself. And then if you need to use our services, we can go ahead with that and give like a personalized strategy for that.
Sounds good. I can see that in the way that obviously you're delivering the information here, that you can cater for quite a lot of stuff, can't you? So
yeah, what we don't do, so ourselves, we don't actually supply sort of CCTV cameras ourselves. We don't install them ourselves, but we work with other companies to do that.
Okay.
So there's a company called Moorcroft that we work with to sort of supply cameras to people's sites, and we just do it through one chain, so we can just do it through ourselves. So there's not, they're not having to speak to a camera company, to us, to other people. It's all done through our channel, and we're just like working together. So there's not going to be sort of any extra costs involved. It's just so it's easier for the customer. This Moorcroft company we've spoken to, they're more than happy to sort of go through us to get stuff sorted. Obviously, they will have to have that one-to-one communication with them at certain points, but most of the time we can arrange things like that for ourselves. But we do offer a lot. We don't do the dog handling either ourselves, but we can go through other companies, like I said, and use that one channel. So
Dog handling.
Yeah, we've got some sites that like to have like a dog patrol throughout the night.
Oh, okay.
So could be like construction companies on just sites like housing estates that are being developed. They might want guards, but they might want a dog service as well. So just someone to go around with a dog throughout the night, do patrols. It's just that extra level of security, really.
I mean, dogs do pick up quite a lot, don't they? And I don't know if they're Alsatians or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's very specialist, and we, as I said, we haven't trained in the dog handling side of things yet, but we know a lot of good people around the area, like small businesses around here as well, that can facilitate that, and we're more than happy to sort of sort that out for you or for the customer, and go through our channel.
Have you done that test thing where where you get your arm wrapped up and then the dog comes and grabs you?
No, I haven't. I've always things I've always wanted to do, just because how vicious it is.
Is it something you wanted to do? Did you say?
I think it would be great.
Yeah. Do you know what? Same here. I don't know what it is. It's like, I want to run as fast as I can. Okay. Overweight, but I'm not going to be able to run that fast. But seriously, and then you got this dog just chasing after.
I mean, you can imagine.
What is it?
First of all, you want to be able to see if you can outrun a dog, which you won't. Never in a million years would you do that. But you just kind of want to see how far you can get.
Let us know in the comments, please, people, whether you're watching it now or on the replay, whether that's something you'd like to do. Because I'd like to speak to some dog handling company or whatever, or maybe one of the ones that you know. And maybe that's something that we can sort out and get. Because, obviously once COVID's all done, obviously. But, you'd be like, right, a day of getting chased by a dog. We probably have a line of, loads of people just going, we did say, FBO and iSec have just sorted out this thing, dog eating my arm day thing. So people are like,
dog eating my arm day. That sounds great.
Well, that's what you're doing, aren't you? But I think I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing. I think through the years, you've seen this dog handling thing, with obviously these dogs grabbing you and pulling people to the floor, and it's just like, I want to try that just to see if we can do it. So
I reckon they give you the full body suits and stuff, don't they? Because
they do, yeah.
I don't think I could trust just having my arm protected. I think I'd need the full kit, just to make sure that.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to run that fast, are you? To be honest, you have to man up. Seriously. You
just have to
just take that arm. No, not that arm. The other arm.
I imagine it'd be like when you're in that situation. It must be. You'll be like, hey, I really want to do this, and then when you're in it, you're like, oh, actually, this is a terrible idea.
Recommend change of trousers on the day as well.
I
would be. I think you'll think, it's all good, and then when you actually get to that moment, have you ever done a bungee jump?
I'd never ever do a bungee jump.
I did one for charity when I was back at college, but or uni, I should say. The thing is going up is actually more petrified than jumping off, to be fair, because then you go, but your body's getting pumped up and ready, and then when you get to the top, I've known people not to jump, which is like, I'm not being funny. You're up there, you might as well. With that rat race thing, that bit that I said you had to jump into a quarry, it's not that high. It doesn't. When you see it, it's not that high. But when you're up there, when you said that, now are you jumping into water or are you jumping? So you've just gone up a mountain, down a mountain, or whatever. Oh no, it can't be that, can it? But you've got to jump into a quarry. which is going to be freezing cold water.
So yeah, for me, when I'm in water after running, my legs just start to cramp up.
Right.
That's why I hate it as well. But it's when you get to the top, you like sort of walk the plank, and then you jump into this quarry full of water, and people just like going out, going wee, and doing it, and then like you get to the top, and I'm thinking, I don't know, it's just that little bit too high. I don't know if I can do it. But you obviously do it because you can't not do it. You can't just go, oh, I'm scared. But
I'm all man. I can do
it. When you do it, you're like, oh yeah, that was fine. You swim up the quarry and then you continue your run. But now I know it's coming up. It's always that little bit where you're like, oh, you just need to, just get on with it, and hope you don't drown when you go in.
Yeah, well, there is that. I mean, when I did my bungee jump, it was 300 foot. So it was interesting that when I screamed like a girl, actually, so I'm at the top, I jump. Yeah, so I'm coming down. So here I'm going, ah! And then my body goes, what are you doing? Ah!
Yeah.
That's what the so it's just like, it's just, and you can see that with a lot of people that, I can do this, I'm fine. And you got the, it's the next 150 foot, because once you're in free fall, that's it. I think your body, especially if it's your first time, just has no idea. It's like, forget about the reasoning you're attached to a rope. You're going to bounce back up. It's all safe. It just gets into, the whole body just lets out the biggest scream it possibly can. And one of the things I'd like to do is parachute jump. That's another thing. So
this is the thing. I wouldn't do a bungee jump, but I'd love to do a parachute jump.
How many people, again, in the comments, people, either on the replay or on the play, watching it live, let us know, would you do a parachute jump but not a bungee jump? There is so many people. Why would you not do a bungee jump?
I think it's just, I don't like the thought of a rope just being attached to my feet.
But you're fine going like 10,000 foot up with just a canopy to hold you, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's because you have to jump off a platform and it feels like there's nothing to protect you. There is. It's probably the safest thing you can do. But
you do understand you're jumping out of a fully working plane?
I think because you'll be attached to someone else, you kind of lose that aspect of, I have to jump, they're just going to do it for you sort of thing. So you just go into it and then you're falling for a bit and then like, I don't know. I feel like I'll be less scared. I don't know why.
Do you know? Again, I can't disagree with you. I do think that's the thing. It's a bit. You obviously do a tandem one for your first one, I suppose, or static line, isn't it? You just don't think it's much. I don't know. Maybe it's because for all the years of watching TV, you see paratroopers and all that lot happening. Yeah. It doesn't look that bad, does it? But a bungee jump is literally like
crazy though, because you're in free fall for much longer.
Yeah,
so
and you've only got this bit of fabric. Just I'm not being funny with a bungee jump. If you jump, and I did do one. My very first bungee jump got cancelled because just before my go, it actually broke. But as in this. No, the safety pin thing. This woman come up. Now you got to admit, you're hyping yourself up. It's like just before you jump into the quarry.
Yeah,
you're getting yourself hyped up. You're ready. Yeah, I'm the next one up. This guy's jumped, and the thing is that they're all like, that went right, but they've got loads of the rope's fine, but they have how it's attached to stuff. They have, and she showed me it. So basically, it was like, she showed me something about this big. She goes, you see this pin? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, it's supposed to be this long, and I'm like, right. And I'm like, then my brain's like calculating, and she's like, I'm not jumping today. She goes, we can't. We have safety and another bit of safety, and then a redundant safety thing for that. Yeah. And we can't jump because we need to take this back. It's like
you sort of, I'm going to be massively disappointed, but
you are. Relieved. But you're kind of relieved as well. But the safety aspect, you've got to go, well, okay, well, at least it didn't happen on my go. The guy who jumped before me, he had no idea that, as far as he was concerned, nothing was wrong. But that's because there's safety involved. And same with parachute, you've always got the reserve, which then brings the question of why don't you just use the reserve every time? But
yeah, exactly. Well, I think if I was to do a bungee jump, it would be somewhere very, very professional, not one of these. Obviously you wouldn't do it at a fairground, but you kind of get the less quality. I don't know. Like, I've seen some that do look a bit dodgy, but then you get very professional looking ones. Like there's one in South Africa, Storms Bridge, that every time we go past, you know, like, oh, do you want to bungee jump? And we're like, nah. But
my daughter's nice. She just brought me a cup of coffee. Look at this.
hold on, it's empty. And
Hang on, Abigail. Can you get Scott here a cup of coffee as well, please?
yeah, I'd love one.
Like caramel cappuccino or vanilla?
Did you hear that?
Oat milk cappuccino, please.
Did you say oatmeal?
Oat milk.
Oh, oat milk. Very good.
Oh, it's amazing. Have you had it?
No, I haven't. No. So.
It's revolutionary. It's good stuff.
Okay, shall we get back?
Oh yeah. Security stuff, right? Okay, so I'm on my screen again.
You still got to do the quiz yet?
Yeah. Right.
I think after this slide, we'll do the quiz, and we'll talk a little bit about milk if you want as well, because there's some interesting things about that. So,
okay, yeah. So obviously something that gets done at every event is egress and ingress control, which is just making sure people come in and out of the site safe.
Okay.
We deal with campsites as well, so campsites are one of the things that you need to make sure people obviously got their wristbands, and this could be sort of, you know, with the asset protection, you know, you need to make sure that they get given a number with their bike, so they need to make sure that the numbers match up and all that sort of stuff. So that's sort of like a standard service we do for the events. Response teams, like this is only for the high level, the high order event, which I'll show you in a sec before the quiz. Is we'll have sort of two guys wandering around the event with radios, and if anything happens in the event, then there'll be someone from mission control who will sort of radio through to them and say, can you get to this area? Or they'll be within that area anyway, and so just make sure that situations get responded to very quickly. And man guarding, which is what I talked about before, which is when we'll just have a security presence on the site. So that could be at the event, it's normally sort of in the bar area if, you know, they're concerned with too many people being in the bar, or if it gets a bit rowdy, or just other areas that they're concerned when to keep eyes on.
Yeah.
And overnight, this will be the same sort of thing. We'll have someone by the gate, just alert the whole time if anyone tries to come into the event where all these people are, all this equipment is. It's just making sure like someone alert is around the whole time, which is something we always apply to every event. And this is the biggest event of the year which we supply to.
I'd love to live stream that. That looks amazing.
Yeah, that weekend. So
brilliant.
It's amazing. So
I was not expecting that. I really.
Yeah, this is the biggest one of the year. So this is where we have to have the response teams, and we have to have pit crew and that blue tent, because it's like a festival tent. They had I'm trying to think who they had. They've got a quite high profile artists come in and do sort of like a Saturday night festival sort of style thing with the bar next to it. And
I like the concert too. There you go.
Yeah, they've got that big. I don't know if you can't really see it from this side, but they've kind of got something called the big one at the end, which is like a huge death slide. So you get to the top and you slide down, and that's where you finish.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a great one. That's one of the biggest ones we do. So that's sort of all the rat race stuff. I won't go through that now because that was just through something else. And yeah, I think we can stop the slides there.
Sure.
So
what? Okay.
Let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
If I am still sharing my screen.
Yeah, it's all black now, so it's all good. It's all good.
There we go.
Right.
So yeah, that side of things.
That very informative. Very good. I think we covered off quite a few things there, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, probably a bit too much. Sorry about
No.
that.
I'm going to make a little... By the way, my coffee's lovely, by the way. I think it's vanilla she's done. Right, okay. I'm going to talk about milk.
Trying to make me jealous.
Just to make you jealous. There you go.
Oh, mate.
Oh, nice refreshing bit. There you go.
Cool.
Let me just quickly, before we go into the quiz, I'm just going to bring up the numbers for today. So I'll let you obviously see this as well. So as always, just the coronavirus, things are getting a little bit better in this area, but total deaths are up. Sorry to all the families to do. Obviously, heart goes out to you. 53,775 deaths. Total cases is now up to 1.45 million. Hospital admissions, that doesn't seem to have changed actually from when I did this Wednesday, which is just under 200,000 mark. But maybe they just haven't updated that yet. But this is with the BBC News coronavirus update channel. And then basically, if we go to the Buckinghamshire area, 156 cases per 100,000 people in the, that's been recorded this way from the 9th of November to the 15th. But just highlighting to you all here, it's on its way down. So well done, everybody. Yeah, it is good news. 427 related deaths, though. So again, hearts out to all families affected by that. As you can see here, again, the 7-day average, 23,294. Southeast, well, still says cases rising, but we seem to be the highest there, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've not noticed that before. Okay, that's interesting. Why is that? Okay. But deaths obviously coming down a little bit, it says there. But what I heard on the news earlier, every area is going down, it looks like, or flatlining, except for east of England and London. And I think southwest, is it? No, basically, yeah, London and the east of England, which is a little bit worrying. Because London obviously is just down the road from us. We have trains, so yeah. Again, be careful out there, people. It's it's still there. It's still rising. Maybe not in our area, but it's still there. So, right now, I need to do the wonderful, very expensive, as Richard Walker from, as Warmer said, no expense spared, quiz intro. There we go. How good was that?
That's amazing. I love on the countdown at the start of the stream, like that ominous music.
What? Before we start the show?
Yeah, before we start, like the countdown from 3 minutes. I put
that in because it's just good to let people know what's going on. You know, that the show's going to start because we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And it also gives me time just to settle everything with the broadcast, with this and that, and it all to come up on YouTube. Yeah. So it's something I can do if I can do. I can't always do that, but there is a lot of stuff I've had to do and change because of COVID. And one of the things I've had is like, I kind of want to set up this little intro 5-minute thing. And, that's one of those things I got around to one day. I was like, right, actually, I'll do that, get that done. Because the influencer network I interact with, they do that. And it was a bit like, actually, I should really do that because do live events.
Adds that a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And also a big shout out actually to let me just can't remember his name in one respect. Shout out goes to Zimmertrax. That's it, Zimmertrax. Really nice person. Okay, I don't know if it's guy or girl. Actually, I've communicated a couple of times. You can actually download some of his music. It's copyright free. So just remember that. So if you're doing any shows or anything, and I think some of the work that he's done, I'm thinking, he's really good. He might actually, if you're watching, give us a thumbs up as well as Zimmertrax. He does watch some of the shows and stuff he's communicated with. So anyway, back to the quiz. Right, I've given you 3 questions. Do you want me to send them on the private chat so you can read them out, or do you want to just actually? I don't know if you should be able to read the screen anyway, but for everybody up there, I better do this as well. Well organized me now. Look, you got me. Where is it? Everybody, it's in the description in here anyway. I'm going to let Scott actually answer this question once I've actually put in the comments section. In the comments, there's the link to not answer sheet, but something for you to put your answers on. Click on that. put your email address in, forename, surname, and then answer to all the questions that we're just about to do. When shall I close this down so that people can't get points?
I'm not sure.
I did offer this at either midnight tonight or like midday tomorrow, late tomorrow. What
I reckon midnight tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh,
cheeky.
I'm like Deanna, who was like, no, let's give them extra time. No, midnight.
On the ball.
Pardon?
They've got to be on the ball.
They got to be on the ball.
Well, okay, let's say 12 tomorrow. Let's give it 24 hours.
Oh, you said midnight?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Yeah. Is if you remember by, I don't know what time you go to bed, but if I get a message after 11 o'clock saying give them extra time, then I will close it during the day. There you go.
Cool.
That's if you go to bed. If you go to bed really early, people will do midnight. But there we go. Right. So the first question, anyway. What sport does FBL broadcast for ENG Sports UK? Is it option 1, football, option 2, hockey, option 3, rugby, or option 4, netball? Now, do you have any idea, Scott? Don't answer that one. Actually, answer in the private chat. Actually, let's put you into the. Let me just click on the private chat. There you go. You can put it in there if you think I have to tell you if you're right or wrong. No, you're not. No. Interesting. I've been watching all my stuff on my channel then. It's all right. It's all good.
No, not everything.
Reason I do obviously a lot of stuff is raising the profile of FBL. You know, some of the stuff we do free, some of it we obviously charge, especially if we're trying to help charities. And like this today is obviously free. It's all about raising the profile and doing things. And now that you've met me and FBL Broadcast and see what we do, you know, it's just something that you just build a bond, don't you, sort of thing. And I know about if I need security advice, you know, especially if I need to put you onto the show, it's like, well, I know a guy now, so it's all good. So actually, any companies out there, charities, volunteer groups, you know, we've had Ed Gemmell on Wednesday from it's one of my questions there. Never mind. Ed Gemmell from Scientists Warning Europe. I know he said no disposable cup. That's why I had to pause a little bit. Obviously, charity. We had a volunteer group, Aylesbury Wombles, Richard Walker there. They were all on Wednesday. So, you know, I'm covering off businesses, charities, volunteer groups. Do let me do reach out like Scott did. So, and we'll try and get you onto the shows. Slots are filling up though. Right, next question. FBL website shows our clients, or some of our clients anyway. Which one below is not one of our clients? Aylesbury Town Council, Stansted Raceway. Oh, option 1, Aylesbury Town Council. Option 2, Stansted Raceway. Option 3, Bucks County Council. Or option 4, no disposable cup day. So, Scott, in the private chat,
right,
while I have another sip of my coffee.
No, I think it'll be like I'll get a slap if I ask my wife to bring me a cup of coffee.
I don't think so. Just say I'm really busy. Okay, you got that one correct. You have. Even though I have done something there. It wasn't them asking me to do the service. We was actually.
I knew that. See, I watched enough content to know that.
There you go. You see. Right. Well done. Good answer. Okay. Question 3. Which MP voted for free school meals during school holidays? Was it option 1, Rob Butler? Option 2, Ben Everett. Option 3, Greg Smith. Or option 4, Caroline Ansell. So which MP voted for, not against, for free school meals during school holidays? Was it option 1, Rob Butler? Option 2, Ben Everett. Option 3, Greg Smith. And option 4, Caroline Ansell. You got that wrong. You got that wrong, by the way. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm disgusted. Not by you, I mean your answer. Don't get that wrong. So what I've done is I actually found this out last night in between answering chats to people, answering phone calls, sorting out the show. I'm also doing this. So again, men can multitask. I am a single dad as well. So 2 kids. But it's one of those things where I didn't even know. And then I've learned something new, which, every day's a school day. If you don't learn something new every day, then really sort your life out. Yeah. And again, I've put that on there because I think it's a name and shame. And I am quite surprised that the person you put in your answer didn't as well, because he's been on the show, that person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've interviewed him a couple of times. He has ghosted me because of I doorstepped him on basically the government. This was all back in March, April, whatever. When the government did, obviously with the people in the hospital, there was a discharge document that went out where they kicked out 99% of the hospital patients. And I said, do you think the government has actually caused all the deaths in the care homes? So if you haven't seen that, go check our YouTube channel out. Scroll down, you will find the great. I nearly said the answer. Who that was, and and watch that as well. So okay. Question 4, right? I'll send this to you. Oh, actually, you could just read it out. Actually, there we go. I went to question 5. Why did I do that? Question 3, question 5.
Oh, where's it going?
We're having it. A tech nightmare today.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Oh, look, 5, 5, 6. Okay, so question 5 is actually question 4. Okay, give me 1 sec. Let's see if I can. I've never tried this. Let's see with the miracle of technology whether has that changed.
It's changed.
I didn't know I could do that. Learn. Hey, every day's a school day.
Crazy.
There you go. See, question 4. Rewind a bit. Question 4. Look, it comes up perfect. I'll let you read that one out. Can you read it?
Yep. On iSec's webpage, it states security is not a product, but option 1, process, option 2, service, option 3, option. Great stuff. Option 4, necessity.
Yeah, that option 3 is a good one.
Yeah, I just like option 3, option.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you want to put in the private chat the answer?
Which one is it? I don't know.
What do we think? Do I know my own business? Question 5. There we go.
Do you want me to read this one?
Go on, unless you want me to do it, I don't mind.
On iSec's webpage, what service do they not offer? Option 1, key holding and response. Option 2, event security. I've just seen the answer. Option 3, mobile patrols. Option 4, grocery deliveries.
I wonder what I could be.
Do you know what? It's a new answer. I could go into that. Grocery delivery.
There you go. See,
I'll give you the answer.
It's so hard not to talk about an answer.
Yeah.
Like I did the next question. It's just like, there you go.
Yeah.
But and then question 6.
Right. Do you want to read this one out?
I can if you want. I don't mind.
You go for it.
iSec provided security for rat race adventure sports, Get Physical, back in 2019. What celebrities said some kind words about iSec? Was it option 1, Joe Wiley, option 2, Mo Farah, option 3, Lily Allen, or option 4, Hugh Grant? So I thought it was quite cool of that celebrity, by the way, to do that.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great. Can't really say too much, but
no, you can't.
Yeah, that is a good moment.
It was. I looked at that and I thought, obviously, Get Physical obviously was all to do with drink.
It's all to do. It's a complete ladies' event, so there's no men in sight. So for that particular event, we had to have a full women's security team as well.
Okay. Do you get asked that quite a lot? Do you?
What's that? Sorry.
You get asked that quite a lot for women-only security guards.
That's the only one we've had. It was really just because, obviously, I was managing the event myself, so I was on site.
You are married. You are married. Come on.
It was a crazy event. I got a lot of stick for being there, because they're like, oh, this is a women's event. Why are you here? Sort of thing. So it was obviously at times when I wasn't necessarily working, they would see that was about, and that's probably what they'd ask. But yeah, it was an interesting event. It was, yeah. Let's leave it at that. It was an interesting event.
I can imagine, but
it was fun. It was good to do.
I remember at uni there was so I was DJing, just DJing an event, but it was a strip night, so they had male and female strippers on. So I could imagine time. But anyway, I can tell you that the women watching the males was it was a little bit more rowdy. I'm just going to say that. That's all
hit the nail on the head. I'm not gonna. I didn't expect it to be like how it was. It's just but
girls like to party and party hard. When you get them grouped together, they really do.
I think it's not because it's just women. I think it's because it'll be the same with men. Probably it's because there's no partners there to sort of say, well, calm down a bit.
Yeah.
So it would be, either way. It could be the same either way, really. But yeah, it's interesting. It was, as I said, it was fun to do as a learning experience for us.
I bet it was. It was a learning experience. Okay. All right.
Good.
Well, right, we got on to we just finished the quiz. We've got about 16 minutes left of the show. God, that's shot by. We've still got questions. Right. What I always offer to everybody who comes onto the show is basically a quick advert. I will do all my wonderful algorithm checks, keyword searches, blah blah blah, to try and promote you from an FBL broadcasting way. So that's some of the services that we offer to help businesses. So I'm going to give you a countdown, basically 3, 2, 1, and then you get to say what iSec is, what you can do, why they should use your services, or whatever. Any way that you want to put it. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I love
this bit of the show. I'm gonna have to set up a title sequence for it, I think, because it's kind of like that. Give you that little build up, but yeah, it was great fun on Wednesday. I can tell you that much. So yeah, but you got to be all pumped up about this. You've got to be I don't want the news at 10. This has got to be, hi, I'm Scott from iSec Security. We do this, and this. We cover ladies' events as well and interesting stories, blah, blah, blah. But are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, okay. Countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Scott Rand, and for the past 3 years, I've been running iSec Security Services Limited, which is a company based out of Buckinghamshire, providing bespoke security services, which is something we really pride ourselves on. We provide anything from specialist events, small events, large events, to business security, static security, key holding response, anything like that, to even residential security, no matter how big or small. We try and tailor it to you. We cater for our customers. We sit down with you for as long as you need to come up with a personal strategy for you. So we try and be as diverse and flexible as possible, provide transparent and trustworthy services. And we hope to hear from you soon.
How good was that?
Oh, yeah, I just on the spot.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where I think, just to push something that you're doing, show you. I mean, we've got 2 billion people who I think it's monthly on YouTube.
Yeah,
all the other social media channels. So it's just something where, let's put you out there, let people know. Here you are. I might even, I don't know, put your number on there somewhere else for when you're doing that. But it's just
that was all right.
It was fine. I mean, if you want to do a quick another one, you can.
I think that's good. I don't think I could do the same thing again.
You should change it a little bit. Always. I was going to say as well, the quiz. Did you want to donate anything to the quiz?
I will see what we can do. As we obviously offer sort of free consultations and everything already. What we could maybe do is look at providing discount to services. You know, if they want to go ahead with a consultation, we can do that. And then if they want to go ahead with services, we can give them sort of like 20% discount on what that would be. Obviously, not everyone's going to need something. So, but that's what we can think about that we can offer. So
Is that something you can offer anybody who mentions FBL Broadcasting?
we can certainly do that. Not mentions it, you know. Everyone must mention it.
Okay. Quickly, I'll tell you what we'll cut back into the ad thing and say, and if you mention FBL Broadcasting, we'll give you this discount. There you go. Want to do that quickly?
Yeah.
Go on then. Ready?
Okay, and if you mention FBL Broadcasting, we'll give you 20% discount on certain products that we offer and certain services we offer.
What a nice guy! How cool is that?
Terms and conditions apply.
Oh no! See, now you can't get away with that. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I mean, you're obviously trying to do your best, and it'd be great. Obviously, if people do, actually, it's a good point. Actually, people, if you do go to any, like for instance, Aylesbury Eco Store, if you, I don't know, even if you donate to Scientists Warning or Communicate, Aylesbury Wombles, do tell them that you FBL was the reason that you're in communications with them as well. So same with iSec Security. Obviously, you'll tell them. It's just nice for you to know, and then obviously you can say, "Oh, you know, we've had quite a few people come through the door. Thanks very much for having us on the show."
Yeah,
you know, it just works, doesn't it? But not everybody does.
Yeah, what we're trying to really push is sort of the mental health side of things as well. Really, like the benefit that this could have on someone's mental health, as well as, you know, like they say that actually good mental well-being is critical to business success. So obviously, if a business has good peace of mind when they're away from the company, it's more likely they can focus on the things that drive the company forward.
Good point. It's a very good.
We've been working with, we've been discussing certain things. He's provided blogs for our website. His name is John Manning from Arthur Ellis. Their whole company is based around mental health in the workplace. So we like to focus on that aspect, and, you know, we go on the peace of mind side of things. Like, we provide the peace of mind so you can focus on driving your company forward.
That is a good point. I mean, I never thought about that, because obviously, like, getting good sleep, because obviously you don't have to worry unless somebody has broken in. Because obviously, would you contact? So if they're broken into at night, for instance, say 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll alert the police, won't you? And then would you phone the client, or would you wait till like 8 o'clock?
It really depends on the client. So if they want us to do that, we can do that.
Okay.
A lot of the time, we can just resolve everything there and then. We can sort everything out for you. As long as we have permission to, say, contact a boarding company, get that boarded up, because obviously that would be extra cost to the customer. But we can all do that, and then obviously talk to the customer in the morning. Or we can arrange to stay on site. So if there is a break-in, we can stay on site until the customer arrives, let them know what's going on, as well as obviously boarding up.
I mean, it is a good idea, isn't it? I mean, obviously, good night's sleep. But then again, I suppose if you're broken into, you probably can't open that day as well, because you're probably... I
mean, a lot of the time we do speak to our clients. If something like that does happen, you know, touch wood it doesn't, then we'll contact them and ask them how they'd like to proceed. A lot of the time we figure that out before. So we'd say, you know, what would you like us to do in this situation? That would be sort of in the site survey side of things. But yeah, so we can do that. Obviously, I'm not disturbing someone's sleep, but...
Yeah, no, but I mean, some people want to know straight away. It's like that unfortunate thing when something, you know, very bad happens at home when you're away on holiday. And I'm in abroad, I mean, like the other side of the world, and somebody says, "Oh, you know, such and such has passed," and they're like, "You're going to come back?" You're like, "Well, I can't really change anything by coming back now." And people have been broken into, you know. Again, they said, "Are you coming back?" You know, I've heard this from friends, and it's a bit like, well, there's not much I can do. Is the house secure? You know. Yeah,
but that's something we can do. So obviously, if it does get broken into, we can. Some people like us to sit on site the whole time, even if it's 24-hour rotation. We'll have 2 guards in rotation, or if it's simply just going there, like we said, doing the mobile patrols, making sure that everything's still fine. Like, you know, we'll go there at 9 o'clock at night, make sure that the house is still okay. But a lot of the time with that situation, they do want you to sort of keep close eyes on their house. they don't want to come back. Obviously, you don't want to come back from holiday, do you?
No, well, you don't. I mean, it's again, it's opportunity. It's just wrong that people do it, but it comes out, financial impact. For a business premises, believe it or not, if they get broken into and their stuff gets stolen, it comes at a cost to the business, which means that the price actually might go up.
Yeah.
For the products that you buy from that shop, so there is a big impact from somebody stealing. And I've always said the easiest way and the best way to discourage stealing is never buy a stolen product.
Yeah. Because
only by not allowing them the ability to purchase or sell, I should say, it's not worth them. So I mean, one of the great things about iPhone, in the early days, is literally if that gets stolen, you just blacklist it. It's no good.
Yeah.
Or you can't really take much from it. It's literally no good. I mean, they start to do it with other brands now, but I thought that was a great thing.
That's a good thing that you can save it from wherever you are as well. So
exactly. And once that's done, they can't use it.
Sorry, the wife was at the door.
Coffee. Who's your wife? What's her name?
Gabby.
Hello, Gabby. How are you?
She was sort of like at the door doing something weird, and then now she's gone. So I'm
not making you a coffee then?
I don't think so.
Lovely coffee, mate. It's like.
Jeez, this. Amazing.
Oh, look, we're finished up anyway. So another 7 minutes. Is there anything else you'd like to add about iSec security?
I think we've covered a lot of it. As we said, we want to just offer that peace of mind side of it, so you can concentrate on the things that drive your company forward, really. And everything else we've mentioned before is it's close to our heart. We want to just make sure people are aware of the lack of security you might have, the increase in crime in the area. In some areas, like we've shown with Aylesbury, that's quite high. And we just want to keep as much awareness as possible. Really, that is not our website.
That's your website. that is that's your Twitter account, isn't it? Or is it not?
No, I don't think so. That must be Leicester.
Oh well, do you know what? That wasn't there. Didn't see that.
I think that the last post on there was 2011 as well. Was it on 2011?
iSec? No, that's not yours either, is it?
This is us. Yeah, this is us.
Oh, it is us. Oh no, it is iSec. Sorry, I was looking at there. I see iSec. I need to change something in the description quickly.
Yeah, I think that might be an old company that's not going anymore.
Yeah, sorry. So I just saw it. And I got out there. That's why I was like, "You sure you haven't got Twitter? Because I've just done something I should have done."
Yeah.
So this is your website. Again, I should have done this earlier. Actually, we went through your slides. That's what that was. So, but here we go. Obviously, it covers off quite a lot about all what stuff that they do, or what you do. What customers are saying. I mean, you got your testimonials.
Yeah, we like to focus on sort of schools and doctors' surgeries and that sort of thing. Like, try and help the community out as much as possible. So you'll see some from there. Yeah,
you do a lot of work for you've got CrossFit Chaos Theory.
So that's actually behind Eco Stores. So Eco Stores are actually part of CrossFit Chaos Theory. The same building, it's the same unit, but they're at the front of the premises. So
okay, that's interesting. There you go, small world.
Yeah, great company.
Got your services there as well. A little breakdown of exactly what you do. I mean, I've seen on there it does say about obviously your contact information. Let us know.
On there as well, we've got a lock and unlock service, which is just another service we can offer if you need us to go and lock up a premises at night to make sure it's locked up securely and properly, or unlock somewhere in the morning before staff arrive, or just to make sure it's unlocked as it should be.
That's a good little idea, that, isn't it? So that staff don't have to worry about it. And also, you're going to check it before you open, aren't you?
Yeah. I'd like doing a quick check over. Yeah.
So actually, you're making it safe before your workers go. The customers' workers go there. So
exactly,
client, as they say.
Yeah, customer client. Yeah.
So it gets confusing, especially when looking at contracts. And there is your Facebook. 18th of November.
That's actually one of our event supervisors.
Who's that? Is it?
So his name is Pesh.
Is it Peshroor Sally? So
yeah, he's a great employee of ours. He's one of the supervisors for the events. So he started working for us 2018, I believe, and he's just been he travels all the way from. So he's based in Leicester. He comes to every event with us, which is, as I said, from Land's End to Scotland. A lot of the time we hold recruitment days to find staff in that particular area where the event is, but Pesh, he travels everywhere with us and makes sure everything's running smoothly. He's diffused a lot of situations, and yeah, the customers love him. So he's
should have brought him on. Working hard. Well done, Pesh.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Thanks for that as well. Saw that you did that. That was really nice of you.
Yeah.
Especially for the Osby Eco Stores and for people obviously financially struggling. You up this quite a lot. You update this quite a lot. Your Facebook page.
There was a period of time where we didn't.
Okay.
So we're trying to really focus on that now. As you can see, the last post before that probably start of COVID.
So April.
We try and post as many.
Yeah, there was a big gap there, isn't there? 4th of September to the.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try and educate now. This is my side. Some of the services that we offer, obviously, educating people on social media at least once a week. You want to be. I mean, to be honest, new contracts, helping people doing whatever, but put something out there. Keep that, information up there so people see you. I mean, even one day really, but you just want to say hi. Doing okay days, you kind of want to put some content out there so that people are, engaged with it. But there's honesty there. Look, you straight away you owned up to that before I could even pick you up.
The videos are a good way to push it across, but we've never really done that. My wife just walked in. Hello, you can come say hello if you want.
I am not going on camera. Hi.
He's already said hello to you. Yeah.
Gabby, was it Gabby?
Yes, Gabby, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it right. I didn't even write that down. Should be looking at this later going, what?
He's been drinking coffee.
Yeah. Gabby, are you going to make him a coffee? Please.
No.
Sorry, a coffee.
Oh, he's in trouble. That's what that is. Right, okay. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yes, we're fine. A little bit more over. We can't see you properly. There you go.
Sorry.
So how is it working with somebody who works in security or owns their own business in security?
It's no different for me. I've grown up around security. My dad was always a business owner, and he always worked in security. So it's not really any different for me. Except, we came from South Africa, so security out there was a little bit different. But yeah, it's no different for me.
Fences and a lot. I had a mate in South Africa. He showed me a property out there, and I was surprised how much he had barbed wire fence and it was electrified. I was like, "Where do you live?" He's like, "Well." I was like, "Really?"
This is a friendly neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was like, "Where the hell are you living, mate?" But there you go. So what do you do, Gabby?
Well, I work from home as well. I'm a program coordinator. I work for a company called Avixa, which is an international company, but was within the audiovisual industry.
Ah, my line of field then. Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So what, as in audiovisual doing what?
So Avixa itself, we are the Audiovisual Experience Association. So we actually do the certification, the CTS certification. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's just to certify technicians. I say just, but we get technicians, engineers, they all get trained up to certain specifications so that, for tenders especially, it's something that a lot of people like to see on there so that they work to the same standard.
Oh, okay. So it's a standards thing.
That was a good sales pitch there, wasn't it?
I reckon she was paid by her company to jump
I
in.
reckon so.
Oh yeah, maybe. My day off today though, so maybe I should get an extra.
A day off. What's that? Don't know what that is.
Well, get those every now and then.
Well, yeah, once in a while. I am going to try and chill a little bit this weekend. So doing 3 shows a week, trying to help out everybody else does take a lot of work. But there we go. It's been wonderful having you on. Nice to meet you, Gabby. He can finally get his coffee now. He's done a great presentation.
Yeah, he can make his own coffee though.
Yeah, I'll make my own coffee.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit unfair. My daughter made me a coffee. I thought it was quite nice of her.
Yeah, well, maybe if he'd asked maybe about an hour ago, I probably would have made him one, but not when the call's going to be finished.
He to be fair, an hour ago he was still, talking about the business, telling us exactly what they do, all their patrol, security checks, key holding. See, he's just trying to get some more business and explain to the people out there what there is available.
So you should just know to bring me coffee.
Oh my word! I think we will wind up the show because I think Scott's going to be in trouble. Again, Gabby and Scott, it's been great speaking to you. And Scott, again, we'll push out your advert and put our little sprinkle pixie dust stuff all over it and see if we can push that out. Get people obviously contacting you and spread the word obviously on what iSec security does and how it can protect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Enjoy it.
Thanks for having us on.
We'll catch up with you soon. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
See you later.